There we go.
Once again, talking about Star Trek Discovery, Christian Bladt at Blattcast, BLADTCAST, Tom Kelly at Tom Kelly Show. We are talking about Star Trek Discovery, and you had an interesting thought. I felt like it was important that they were very clear. Star Trek Discovery is part of the Prime timeline, not the Kelvin timeline, a.k.a. the J.J. Abrams timeline. You had a different thought, though.
The way I look at the J.J. Abrams movie is, I look at it as if it's a well-produced fan fiction movie with $1 billion budget. That's
a great way to look at it.
That's how I can watch it and enjoy it and not get angry, because the whole Kelvin timeline just doesn't make sense.
And not to get bogged down in another universe, that's how some people look at Star Wars: The Force Awakens. You know, it's like,
okay, that's a great way to
also
put it.
who's in common with that? J.J. Abrams. They're
Okay.
like, oh, that's cool. He plays in these universes, but for me, my story ends with the end of, you know, whichever universe it is at this certain point.
And to that point, I do have a problem with Star Trek Discovery being called in the Prime universe.
Right.
It's not in the Prime universe because, you know, listen, in the Prime universe, Gorns are made of plastic. Phasers are made of plastic.
And Klingons look like George Hamilton with a goatee. This is one of the things on Star Trek Weekly that my co-host Frank Moran right away from the beginning was like, it looks too good, I can't buy it. Why are we doing this show before the original series? Why are you can't you tell these stories? You know, if it's going to be in the Prime timeline, great. Move it to the future. Don't have it be 10 years before. You know, it's like, oh, so we go from talking in a view screen that doesn't look as good as what I'm pointing at right now to, oh, hi, I'm going to have a little holographic conversation with my admiral.
And the holograms are totally annoying.
Yeah.
And to that point, I feel like here's how I am going to enjoy Star Trek Discovery. I'm going to give it a little bit more credit than the JJ movies.
Sure.
And I'm going to say it's in I'm going to call all the Discovery shows as the Discovery timeline, which is based on the Prime timeline.
Right. And I think for a selling point, especially for a series that here in the United States, you're getting people to buy a special standalone service, basically just for it. And you need to really be like, no, don't worry, this is the Prime timeline. You true Star Trekkies, Trekkers, whichever you prefer, this is going to be what you love. But if it had been, this is the Discovery timeline, and we're going to, going forward, have everything different.
And what they're going to fall into the trap of, and this is what I hated about Enterprise, was Enterprise was basically Next Generation and Voyager writers and producers producing a prequel, and then basically 6 or 7 episodes in, I forget how far it was, but, you know, the Next Generation made this big deal. We're the first people to encounter the Ferengi. And then all of a sudden there was an Enterprise episode. Yeah. Hey, we encountered the Ferengi, but we were sleeping. And then there was another one with the Borg, which actually was cleverly done. I got to give them credit for that.
I don't remember how they explained that away, but...
Because the Enterprise episode with the Borg, the Borg did not say, we are the Borg.
Oh, okay.
That line of dialogue was never used.
They said we are Victor Borga, so obviously it went into the archives differently. You know, and this is a thing about the Prime timeline versus the Kelvin timeline versus the Discovery timeline. It's cute that Lorca has a Tribble on his desk.
Yeah,
I feel like no one knew what they were until that.
There you go.
And so that just brings it all back around. That I'm like, no, Trouble with Tribbles, hands down, my favorite hour or 50 minutes of Star Trek ever.
I mean, you've ruined the best episode of Star Trek. Now, granted, it's a bone, and the not-so-diehard fans would have loved it. It is cute. I do find the cooing soothing.
I do, too.
Actually, my favorite part, as we get close to the 5-minute cap, my favorite part of Star Trek Discovery is not the visual effects, it's the sound effects.
Yes, the hailing frequencies, the red alert, all that's not the black alert, but like, oh yeah, the fact that it is all those sounds. I'm like, well, at least they have those. They didn't update those. The visual technology, no, that's leaps and bounds above and beyond the. Okay, so
one more topic.
Here's a video that we should do. Is Star Trek Discovery worth buying CBS All Access?
Whoa, you're going for the friggin' mother load on the next one.
I'm trying to.
All right, tune in. We'll be back.